I can't make this stuff up. This is how stupid, um, I wouldn't say most, but many traders are. So let me show you what happened. When we got into this QE driven rally right here, and I started telling people you had to be careful that we were going to have a crash. The reason was because this intermediate cycle was right translating to an extreme degree. That happens. The correction is compressed into a very small period of time, and price was stretching very far above the long-term moving averages. This was, a perfect setup for some kind of a crash event, and I started getting emails from these idiots that don't know what they're doing, telling me I'd missed the move, and so the rest of us that did know what we were doing just waited patiently. The crash was going to come sooner or later, and then it did come, and it was even considerably bigger than what I was expecting. But we had a tool to tell us when to get in. We knew what the a normal timing band for the daily cycle low was. It's 35 to 40 days, 35 to 45 days. So there was no need to buy early here. Once we got into that timing band, then we started looking for a bottom, a swing. We bought right down here, right in here, and then we rode this rally. And again, we didn't ride it all the way to the top. You don't have to ride a rally all the way to the top to make good money. Most people got out somewhere in here and are back on the sidelines, and now we're waiting again. The same thing is going to happen. The cycles are right translating again. We're still stretched really far above the long-term moving averages, especially in the Nasdaq. Let me convert this to the 200-day moving average, and you can see what I'm talking about. Whenever price gets stretched, you can see whenever price gets stretched this far above the moving average, that it's one of two things. It's either starting the bubble phase, and then it just goes on and on, for months or a year or more, and then you get a complete collapse in a long-term bear market. I don't think that's happening here. So I think at some point we're going to get another mini crash event into the next intermediate cycle low, and anybody that is panicking because they missed this part of this rally doesn't have to worry, because you're going to get another entry, just like the very same thing as here. There was no big deal to miss part of this rally, because our tools are good for getting us in at bottoms, which it did, and then we made an insane amount of money. So now let's apply this to gold. So we are getting a parabolic move into the final intermediate top. I've explained in several of my last videos that we're probably forming a T1 pattern. The target is somewhere around, I called it between 2080 and 2120. I'd like to see us tag 2100, maybe on the employment numbers tomorrow. We're into my target zone at 1290 this evening, so it could come anywhere in here, but I would kind of like to see it tag at least 2100, or maybe just a little above that. May or may not get it, but I'm seeing the usual idiots that are panicked because they may have missed some of this rally, and that is just sheer stupidity, folks. Let me expand this chart. This is a massive, massive base. Almost 10 years, 9.5 years in the making. And I've said before, I think we are going to start the bubble phase of this bull market. We need to have that corrective move that washes out all of the bullish sentiment. That this is wildly bullish sentiment that is driving this straight up move. And here's the thing: is these straight up moves go straight back down. But this is not going to start a bear market when we get the correction. It's the slingshot. It's pulling the slingshot back to start the bubble phase. But regardless, uh, almost a 10-year base here. Um, Gold is going to minimum $7,000, probably $10,000 more realistic. And these idiots are worried about missing $100 or even $200 of this rally. They're panicked because they missed this. When we have probably $5,000 to $8,000 still to go in gold, and even considerably bigger percentage moves in silver. The basing pattern in silver is well, it's 50 years long, not 10. So these people that are panicking because they've missed some of this rally, I mean, just absolute idiots that they haven't missed anything. We haven't seen anything yet. This is going to be probably the biggest bull market maybe in history, certainly the biggest one that any of us will ever see. And we are just getting started. And like I said, we still need to pull the slingshot back one more time to ignite the bubble phase. And then, once we get into that bubble phase, it's buy and hang on for the next year and a half. And I can tell you now, it's going to be a wild and crazy ride. As we get deeper into the bubble phase, there are going to be massive intraday moves. We're going to have corrections of 15 to 20% in one day. It's going to be extremely difficult to hang on for the full ride. But you'll know the top when we're getting close to it. Everybody and their cousin will be buying gold and silver. Billboards on the highway, 9 out of 10 billboards will have something to do with gold and silver. Little old ladies in the grocery stores will be talking about how much money they're making, buying gold and silver. And so, we just barely beginning, and we still need to set the stage for the true sustained breakout yet. So, anybody that's panicking because they missed maybe $100 this rally is an absolute idiot. Like I said, we still got $5,000 to $8,000 yet to go in this bull market. You haven't missed anything yet. We are just getting started.